This is part 2 of the tutorial introduction to the Technology Foundation Group Collapsible Wrapper component. In the previous video, we walked through some of the basic features and the way it is to customize the component itself. We're going to wrap up that discussion here and expose or walk you through the API as well to show you what's available with the component. So where we left off on the last video is demonstrating how when Joe Smith opens, the contact info is not displayed. However, when Jack Rogers is displayed, the contact info is displayed. And that is accomplished via the rendering because we have it set to conditionally and rendering when the sorry, I was on the wrong one. When we have the phone number is not null, we open it. When the phone number is null, we collapse it because there's no reason to show it. The last piece of feature functionality from a configuration perspective is whether or not the header should show at all. So if we go back to our demo page here and we open Jack Rogers, you can see that basic shows up, contact info, etc., etc. In the case of a brand new contact, we have the collapsible wrapper configured to not show the header. So you can see that the basics header doesn't even display. Because we're not displaying the other three components and the only information on the screen here is the first and last name, there really is no reason to have a section header. And so the collapsible wrapper allows you to configure the wrapper to show a header or not show a header, and if it shows a header, which state to initially have it displayed in. And we can look at that configuration by going to the basics wrapper, see that it's marked to conditionally, go to rendering, and say we're never going to show it not collapsible. We're going to show it open if the row and context already exists in the database. If that's false, which it would be for a new contact, we would look at the next category. There are no conditions, so we're never going to show it collapsed. So since none of these categories evaluated to true, we don't show a header. And this gives you the ability to either show a header or not show a header based on standard conditional rendering rules using the SQUID framework. The last thing I'm going to demonstrate is the API. The API for the custom component. So the custom component is a jQuery widget or jQuery plugin, if you will, and there's various methods exposed on the widget itself that provides you information, state information, the ability to close it, close a section, open a section, etc., etc. So the first thing we will do is look at, and we'll just focus here on this wrapper basics, but this applies to any section using any standard jQuery selector. If we look at that basic section, select it, and call the close method, you can see that, type it correctly, you can see that the wrapper will actually close. So the widget name is TFG __ collapsible wrapper, and the method name in this case is close. We can also open it. We can toggle it. Toggle will go from, if it's open, it'll go closed. If it's closed, it'll go open. Open will force it open if it's not already, and close will force it closed if it's not already. We can also check whether or not it is open or if it is closed. We can look at whether or not it has a header. For example, has header is going to return true in the case of the basics. Go to wrapper owner. Actually, wrapper owner will return true as well in this case. And if we look at the is collapsible method, you can see that wrapper owner is false, while wrapper basics is true. And the final property or method that you can call is the state, which tells you what the current state is in string or text format. The other thing that the component has is each wrapper has its state in its the div that it owns. So we can select, for example, any wrapper that is currently open using TFG-collapsible wrapper-state-open. And in this case, we're just going to set the border to anything that's open to red. Okay. We could also do state not collapsible and make that blue. Final piece that I'll demonstrate here is that each of the collapsible wrappers are listening for two specific events. Those two events are the TFG.open wrappers and the TFG.close wrappers. So if you want to just generically, this is available when you're using the jQuery methods and so on and so forth. Obviously, you need to write JavaScript to do that. So I wanted to be able to open everything and close everything. And the way to do that without having to write a line of code. And the way you accomplish that is by publishing the event which the wrappers listen to. So by publishing the open wrappers, it will open all the wrappers, and collapse all or close wrappers will close all the wrappers. So that's one global event that all wrappers are listening for, so that you can close them all real quick or open them all really quick, or you can use the specific jQuery, any jQuery selector to get to different wrappers, whether it be a single wrapper or several wrappers, and open and close them all at the same time. So for example, if I wanted to do anything that was open and close them, I would do TFG collapsible wrapper close. That would close anything that was open. And that's all. Hope you enjoy the component. Appreciate any feedback. Thank you.